Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so this one takes me back a little bit. The problem of universals. So this entire problem is bullshit. The whole thing is, it's a problem because you're thinking about it wrong. It's a classic paradox. Right. So this is, get somebody else's words because I will absolutely fuck this up. So I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. The problem of universals relates to various inquiries closely related to blah 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 blah, in efforts to define the mental connections a human makes when they understand a property, such as shape or color, to be the same in non-identical objects. Okay, so here, like, fucking. So, like, a universal in this sense would be like red. Okay. And then, like, the other category of thing is like particulars. Is that something like that? Yeah. Um, it's considered a central issue to traditional metaphysics. Fucking why? Um, Plato, who's a moron, and Aristotle, who's kind of also a moron, but less so, probably. Yeah, so Plato believed there was a sharp distinction between the world of perceivable objects and the world of universals or forms. One can only have mere opinions about the former, but can have knowledge about the latter? What the fuck? Yeah, Plato was an idiot. Um, and then get into this predicate thing. No, so the problem with the whole notion of predication. So much of this is tied to the notion that, like, language is thought, which is bullshit. It's just bullshit, right? So, and it's trivial to demonstrate, right? I'll give you one example, and that's all you need. That's all you need to see that it's bullshit, right? Babies. Babies can't speak. They don't know any language. But they're able to learn a language. If language is thought, how could a baby ever grasp a language prior to having a language? What a stupid way to be. Language is not thought, right? So when we're talking about crap like predication and whatever and how minds work and it's all tied to language, you're doing it wrong. You're fundamentally doing it wrong. And that's where this problem is coming from. As far as I can tell, like you're thinking like, oh, well, red is a category and blue is a category and there's a category of red and blue and like these sorts of things because we have words for them. And but like John is also and Mary and yeah, so they're a category, but they're like particulars and these are universals and like it's a whole fabricated made up problem because you're trying to take language and use it as a metric of reality. And no, no, right? So, like, for fucking instance, what do you see here? What did I just do? What did I just put up in front of the camera? What is this? Did it change? Can you see something different now than you did here? How about here? Is this a different thing than this? And is this a different thing than this? All of this? Depending on what languages you speak, your answers will vary, right? So it's not there is no universal that like this is a finger and this is a hand and these are different categories. And this is an arm and that's a different category from hand and finger, right? Because there's languages where This, this, and this whole thing are all described by one word. And there's languages like English where they each have their own word. There is no universal category here. Okay? And I understand that's not what universal means. But you get what I'm saying? It's a made up thing. It's a made up thing. It's like these words, this terminology is coming about between people trying to just survive, trying to figure out how the hell to stay alive and live out their lives and do what they need to do. Right? So, like, in Tonodam, mom, mom, same word. Same word. In Spanish, mano, which is the same word, actually, it's the same root as mom. It's the same word. But this is not mano. It's not. It's something else. Right. So the whole idea of like I don't know, like there's like this realm of like universals. Well, that's fucking bullshit because depending on how you think of it personally, we can change that. We can change it up. I can change it up in right. So like color terms. Do you have a color term gloss? That is, it's like the color of storm clouds, the color of the surface of the sea, and the color of trees. Do you have that category? I do. Or so like if you look at like Isaac Newton's breakdown of colors, right? He's got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and purple. What's the difference between blue, indigo, and purple? What did he mean by that? My assumption is that he probably meant something like cyan, blue, and purple, or cyan, blue, and violet. But I commonly run into a claim that indigo indigo is like purple, blue is like blue, and purple is like violet or like there's this weird like what? I don't know what you're trying to do. So there's nothing there. There's nothing fundamentally there in the data. Right? You can't know what he's saying. I'm pretty sure he's saying something less stupid than what is commonly attributed to him, but that's just me giving him the benefit of the doubt personally. There is no universal there. There is no agreement on what this means, like, and thus it fails. Oh, and part of the reason is, so back to the predication thing. Predication is pretty much, it doesn't operate the way that it's classically claimed to operate. It doesn't operate that way. It can't. It can't. Where you have like, there's a direction of predication. No, because every instance is actually, there's a mutual predication, right? So if you have a white that strawberry is not an instance of redness. It's not a particular instance of redness because it's not red. Like that's an example that was given was with like tomatoes and strawberries being particulars of redness. Not if the tomato's green, not if the strawberry's white. So it requires mutual predication. The particular that you're looking at has to actually sort of have that quality in order to be a particular of it. which means since it has the quality, it's indicating to you what that quality is. It's describing it to you. It's telling you, yep, this is red. Mutual predication. So the concept of predication fails. This whole thing is just garbage. Like, what are you doing? What? And then how do you explain this to a blind person? If it's really there, you should be able to, right? Well, they can't fucking figure it out because they've never seen anything. Somebody blind from birth or something, right? No, like if you lost your sight at an older age, you know what red is because you've seen it. I don't know. The whole concept is just weird to me. The problem of universals. What problem? This is all contrived, made up bullshit.